Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and they and them people. Sorry for saying that, but I just don't want anyone feeling left out in this one. Because this is probably one of my most favorite projects I've done so far. Obviously, as you read the thumbnail and title, it's a Bloodhound guide. And I just want to say thank you for the large amount of support on my other video, my Doom Eternal video. 600 fucking views last time I checked. Thank you guys so much. I really don't know what to say. Just thank you. And, this video, a good chunk of these clips, sorry for saying this, is from my Twitch. So my Twitch username should be up on screen right now. And also, I will leave on the screen right now what we're talking about in the guide and timestamps towards them in case that's what you're just looking for. In case you just came from the search bar looking up a Bloodhound guide, you come across this. But anyways, thank you guys a lot. Hopefully this video does help out, and if you guys have any suggestions for like any other games or any other guides I should do for this game, or guides for other games, just videos in general, please do that in the comments. But thank you. Now Bloodhound, let's just talk on Bloodhound because obviously that's what this video is about. Bloodhound is a support and offensive hybrid, and he's in the recon class. And your playstyle should be like a team leader and a flanker. And flanking, we'll talk a little bit on that right now. And your whole role or job is to figure out whether your team takes the fight or not. Now, we'll talk a little bit on how to determine a fight or not when we talk about Bloodhound's tactical. But
be careful.
by team leader, I don't mean fucking boss around your team and act like an asshole. That's far from it. What by team leader, I mean by what you do. Teammates should be able to know what to do to build off of it, to make your scans, your pings, everything useful, especially to the rest of the team, especially to you, because since you're flanking as well, your team has to be able to do the job of taking care of the rest of the team, being sure that you can pull off that flank well, because if you don't, then you're dead as well as your team. And how to determine whether to take a fight or not, we'll talk about that in just a second. But before we do that, we'll talk about Bloodhound's passive, which kind of combos well with not only when to use her ultimate, but also when to scan as well, because the scan is very noticeable. But we'll talk about their passive first.
Oh, I'm the only one.
Bloodhound's passive is called Tracker, and how it works is for the next 90 seconds, any movement or just anything done by enemies, running, sliding, healing, using their tactical, reviving, killing people, or just I think picking up loot as well, you can see, even just using their abilities as well, you can see that. And to determine how long ago it was, it's not that easy. I mean, well, it is pretty easy, but it's not that hard. Now, in the images I'm showing right now, as you can see, it's red, which means it's only 6 seconds ago. So if it's red or pink, that means it was around 30 seconds ago or very, like, just happened. And if it's gray or white, that means it happened a minute ago or a lot longer. And take that to consideration, because in the clip I'm about to show you right now, you might think that, oh, it's from a while ago, don't think too much of it. Sometimes you really do, because in this clip right now I'm about to show you, we ran into a fight, because it was the last few squads, and I scanned because they were pinging enemies, and I went around to do a small flank, because I wasn't too sure of the situation, because I see those gray footsteps. That's a possibility that there's a third party that may happen. And a third party did happen, and I could have popped off a shield bat right there, but I decided not to, because I wanted to take this fight. And I used an ultimate on this team, not only because of the tracking, because I have a good feeling that there's going to be a third party, which a third party did happen, and we did manage to kill this team. So that scan was pretty useful. And in another situation, right here, you could see all the red around me. So that, not only do my scans kind of help go with that, but I know where the enemies are. Even though it's the last 4 squads, we all know that they're around there. And the last 2 squads luckily are fighting on the other rock right around us. But to kind of figure out when to scan and when not to, let's just talk about that right now, because it's a very, very noticeable scan. Big orange wall. Bloodhound's passive, tactical, is called Eye of the Allfather. And how it works is a giant radius, not like a big radius around you, but a big radius in front of you. You scan for 4 seconds. It has a cooldown of 25 seconds. It can be changed to 20 seconds with the gold helmet. Now, here is an example of a good scan. I noticed it's the last 2 teams. I scanned the blink open because it's the last squad. It wouldn't matter for a third party. Now in this example, this is an example of a bad scan. They pinged enemies. I said okay to it. I could hear their footsteps, but I decided to wait to scan. And when I did, I almost died. Luckily we won this fight and won this game, but it could have gone down a lot cleaner. Now this example, I had just downed a fellow Bloodhound, a bad sort of. And afterwards, I jumped down for cover on the right, because I had a good feeling, obviously he isn't just playing solo. Obviously this is before the no-fill mode. So I go down, and I scan. I scanned from this positioning because he was on top, and that helped me figure out whether he was being revived or not, and there was a different team. And we're going to talk about how we can combo that with your ult. Bloodhound's ultimate is called Beast of the Hunt, and how it works is for about 35 seconds, your speed and your field of view is increased for about 35 seconds, and your scan cooldown is lowered to 6 seconds, and using it is also increased as well. And downing people will increase your ultimate duration to 5 seconds, and getting a kill during your ult will increase it to 10 seconds. Now on this clip right here, well, obviously right now, sorry, I'm showing you the timer. Sorry, I forgot I put that there. And you can see it's going downwards. And in this fight, I was playing solo. And you can see it starts at 35. Push on this team because it's a duo, not a solo. So obviously I can take this, considering one of them is a crypto, one of them we just stand. I down this guy. You may pay attention to my counter. It is increased. Obviously you can't see it, but it's now at 22 seconds. And right now, as you can see, I figure out which Mirage is there because he just blocked the door with his body. I scanned, figure out that was him. He wasn't there. So obviously he moves his decoys, so I wouldn't even kill him. So obviously I knew where he was. See, my timing is increased there. In this situation, we managed to figure out third party. So as you can see, I scanned right there. Then I used my ult, so I can get more scans out because of my cooldown from my tactical is shortened again. So that's more scans if you think about it. And since I'm supposed to be flanking, you see I go around, which catches him off guard, the guy I have just downed. My timer is increased. You see, if you do a good push, you get a lot out of it. And I finish him just so I can get more time. And if you pull off a good push as Bloodhound, if you play it smart, you can get like really good high kill games like this because your ultimate is increased. And your speed and everything, you're harder to hit. Sure, you're a lot more noticeable because not only is your ult very loud, but just your sounds in general. You make this loud breathing sound. When activating this ult, you make a very loud sound as well. So be sure you're careful with this planning. And right now, we're going to talk about some very good gun combos to play along with flanking and pushing in.
And I get the triple.
Now, these weapon combos so far have gone really fucking well for me, considering Bloodhound's playstyle. And the weapon combos I usually run is an R301, R99, Bolt, Flatline, Alternator, G7, Havoc, Spitfire, All-Star comboed with an EVA 8, Mastiff, Mozambique with Hammer Point, Wingman, T2020 with Hammer Point, RE45, and I strongly recommend each single care package weapon with Bloodhound. Now let's talk like team compositions or team combos, whatever you call it. Now the team I usually run in ranked is Bloodhound, Bangalore, and Mirage. Now it might sound a little crazy, but let's talk one-on-one. Bangalore and her smoke do really well, especially with Mirage's. Decoys in the smoke just go really well, just a lot more crazier, and especially Bloodhound scans really help and are a lot more better in smoke. And the Mirage, well, I'm going to talk a little bit longer on the Mirage because a lot of people don't understand that he's got some importance, especially in ranked. His revive is pretty OP, even though it may not be automatic, but it's a lot easier to pull off, especially in smoke, which the Bloodhound would have to play with. Luckily, we do have a good Bangalore, and she does play it well. He. And Mirage's ult really help take out a team, especially with Bloodhound's ult, and how when people shoot at Mirage's decoys, how they're directed, that really helps the Bloodhound determine where to scan and where to flank. Now, where the Bloodhound kind of comes in is, obviously I stated this just a few seconds ago, his ultimate is really good in Bangalore smoke and along with her ult. I can't really explain how, but usually goes well, while the Bangalore and Mirage push forward because they're offensive characters. The Bloodhound manages to flank around, and that just really helps out. And his scans help a whole lot. A whole fucking lot, especially in ranked and in smoke. Now, I'll say this is the team I run because it just goes well. Now, this is how I should play it. Well, this is how I play it. And these are also other team compositions that I recommend that have gone well for me. Now, obviously, a bit of a conclusion. This is how I play the game. If it doesn't go well for you, don't be too surprised. Not because you're bad or that you're new. Maybe because if you're new, maybe, I don't know. It's because this is how I play Bloodhound. This is how I win games. This is my playstyle. Not saying that you're not allowed to do it. Go ahead, obviously that's the point of this video. But if you don't succeed at the beginning, that doesn't mean you won't succeed at all. It took me a while to get 1,000 kills with Bloodhound, and now I'm almost to 2,000 kills because I've been improving, because I've been dying. Now obviously, you will die, obviously. I'm not saying that because you're bad or anything like this, but you will die. But here's the good thing. You'll learn from it. You'll learn a fuck ton from it, because you'll understand your mistakes. Now obviously, everyone says that. But this is serious, especially with Bloodhound. You'll figure out this was a bad time for me to scan. Maybe next time, if I'm in a situation like this, or just in general, I'll scan at this time, so I know to prevent this next time. Or, I popped my ult way too early, and now at the very beginning of the fight, I couldn't even use it. That's fine. You'll learn from that, because now next time you'll be like, the moment we make contact, that's when I use it. Now obviously, I couldn't fit everything I wanted to in this video, so what I'm going to do next time is, if you guys would like to see this, I will have this really good game, and it went down really well, and I can commentate over it and tell you what my thought process was, and what I was thinking, like, basically that's what thought process is, I don't know why I say that, like, what I was thinking of doing, why I did it, how I committed it, how I proceeded to go with it, how it went, why I did it too early, all that stuff, if you guys would like to see that. And remember, it's gonna take a while. It took me almost 3-4 seasons to get a 2K with Bloodhound, and I'm still good. I had 1,000 kills before I got a 2K with Bloodhound. Now,
There we go.
just to conclude this, thank you guys for watching. It means a lot, and if you made it this far, thank you. Hopefully this helps you out, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will catch you all later. Thank you.
But we already left him low. Plus,